Silver is having a breakout day here today. I don't know what it will be when this video airs, but having a good day today. Are you optimistic for silver, bigger picture outlook this year?
Yes. So overall, I am, right. And silver, what's interesting about silver is that it's making this bullish pattern just like gold has been doing. So I've been a little bit more skeptical, and I still have my gold line in there. Just you can see it kind of tracking relatively closely there. But one of the things you can see on silver is you have the same bullish consolidation pattern. So I do think silver breaks out. I'm a little bit more iffy on silver because of the industrial side. So if you look at the industrial side of silver, if the economy starts to weaken, how much demand does that take away from silver? I think overall the demand will be made up by people just wanting to own the metals to offset inflation. And I think that's, by the way, that's another important point to bring up, is that, right now we have the Federal Reserve saying, okay, we're going to taper, we're going to start raising rates, and then we're going to actually draw down our balance sheet. Realistically, they're never going to be able to do all that. I think they're going to fully taper. I think they'll raise interest rates once or twice this year, but I don't think any more than that, because remember their dual mandate. It's all about unemployment is that other side. Now, unemployment is low right now, but if they start tapering and raising interest rates, the market is going to fall substantially. And if you have the drop that I think you're going to get of 20% in the markets, then it's very unlikely that they will continue to be hawkish and raise interest rates. If anything, they're going to say, oh, look, unemployment is rising now, and they're going to start to actually make monetary policy even easier again. And that's a great case for gold and silver.
Okay, so they would reverse course on the taper and start QE back up.
Yep, and they'll get, basically it's what's the bigger boogeyman, right? So right now inflation, if unemployment is low, there's lots of jobs. In fact, companies can't even find enough employees, right? So right now inflation's the worst monster out there. But if you get a situation where the stock market collapses enough, people will the wealth effect goes away and people start feeling poor, right? My 401k dropped 25%. They're going to spend less, which means they're buying less, which means businesses are producing less, which means they can lay off people. And once you start to see that unemployment rate go up to 5 or 6 or 7%, now you have to say, okay, well, if inflation is 5%, but unemployment is 10%, which one are they going to attack? And they're going to go for unemployment again, which means loosening monetary policy.
Fascinating, because politicians want to get reelected. How do you get reelected? Well, you're not going to get reelected with, runaway inflation and a stock market collapse, right? Like you say, what's the bigger boogeyman right here? So you're saying once, they'd be okay living with a 20% correction and then reverse course to not have that.
Yeah, I think considering the gains in the market, the Fed definitely in their mind says, okay, well, we can allow the markets to go down this much. But if it gets to the point where companies are starting to lay off employees because you have this destruction of the wealth effect, then once that unemployment rate rises a certain amount, the Fed will then have to turn towards that issue and start attacking that one, which means lower rates again and more printing of money. So in general, I'm focusing mainly on technicals, but I do use a portion of psychology in my trading. So one of the things when we were trading at the 68, 69,000 highs, one of the things that made me very nervous about that, and everyone was saying, oh, it's a breakout, we took out the April 2021 highs, was that you had way too much hype going on in the small investor realm. Again, just in terms of technicals, what I love about technicals is they don't care if, what asset class it is, right? It's all about humans are trading stocks, they're trading commodities, they're trading cryptocurrencies, and we are ruled by emotion, right? Greed and fear is what drives you to either buy or sell. And therefore, charts should be universal amongst anything out there. It happens in every asset, right? And when assets are popular, you see this kind of pumping where people go on Twitter and you'll just see people calling for crazy price targets. I mean, I still remember when we were at that 65, 70,000 range, is you had, it was going to hit 100 by November. And then maybe, these crazy price targets were getting thrown out there. So I think at this point, you have to just understand that that's part of it. As an individual investor, you have to recognize that, right? You have to say, okay, this is a little insane. I'm not going to chase it up here. I'm going to wait for it to pull back. One of the best kind of analogies or examples I could give is, we all go to the mall, we all go shopping, right? Let's say I'm going out to shop for a pair of jeans and I go to the mall and I see that pair of jeans, and last week it was $50. This week they jacked it up to $300 for that pair of jeans. Am I going to be like, oh my God, I got to buy this pair of jeans. They just jacked it up to $300. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, wait till it's back on sale at $50. and I'll buy it there. People, for some reason in cryptocurrency, in stocks, they don't behave that way because emotion takes over. But I strongly encourage people to kind of think logically, wait for it to be on sale again. You almost always get another entry there.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race, you're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Markus Dan, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I intend, how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Markus Dan.